Hey there, Johnny Daniel, your Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator. Hey, I thought you might want to see how these cute little double fold Gable boxes are made. So let's get to it, huh? So I have the template here, but you're gonna take a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock and you're gonna cut it to 4.5 by 8.5. And then on the long side, we're gonna pull our arm out here. On the long side, we're gonna score. So with the lighter one, the lighter blade. So we're gonna score at, on the long side, we're gonna score at 1 inch. We're gonna score at 4 inches. We're gonna score at 5 inches. And then we're gonna score at 8 inches. Okay, now on the shorter side, since I don't need that out anymore, on the shorter side, we're gonna go and we're gonna start here. We're gonna score at 1 inch. We're gonna score at 3 1/4. And then we're gonna score at 3 7/8. Okay. Then you will also have pieces and parts, right? Okay, so piece of ribbon. Now this one is cut to about 16 inches, but it really depends if you're doing a bow or not, you know, all those kind of things. So I've got some to froms that are already cut. I've got my haunted house. Now this is actually on glow-in-the-dark paper that we don't carry anymore. But I did stamp it in gray and then embossed it with clear embossing powder over. So just FYI for you. And then for the mats on this, we've got 2 pieces of basic black. And these are cut at 2 7/8 by 2 1/8. And then the designer series paper, this is cut at 2 3/4 by 2, and there's 2 pieces of that. And then the little side pillar things, we've got 2 pieces of the basic black again at 2 7/8. No, sorry, scratch that. 7/8 by 2 1/8, and then and 2 of those. And then the designer series paper at 3/4 by 2. And then just cut as you want, and I've already put dimensionals on the back there. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna get the template back out for you. So on the side that has the score line that's double instead of single going all the way across, this is what I'm gonna call my top. So where it is hashed out, that is where you're gonna cut it completely off. So this whole section, this whole section, this whole section, and then this whole section. So you're gonna just have a little tab here, and then you're gonna miter the corners. You're gonna go along the score line and then a tiny bit in so your tabs don't bunch, and tiny bit in, tiny bit in, okay? So, all right, so I've got my piece, and I did it absolutely opposite of what I had, but that is okay. It just depends on how you turn your cardstock when you're scoring. But the whole point is cut your little pieces off, okay, to have your tab. And then, all right, and then on the double side, the double score, you're gonna cut your notch out, And if you do this better on the trimmer, do it on the trimmer, but for me, it's a scissor thing. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to go down the score line until I meet that other score line, the second score line. And then I'm going to cut out. Okay, so that's that side. Then I'm gonna flip it around. I've already cut this out. So now what I have to do is go up and go up till it meets the score line. And then I'm gonna go up till it meets the score line. And then I'm gonna cut little triangles to kind of miter that side, so that way my tabs don't bunch when I'm folding. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna do it on this side, and then we're gonna do it on the end as well. Okay, so there's that. Yay, that's the hard part. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold all the score lines. Now, when you get to the side that has the doubles, okay, you wanna fold the one that's further down from the edge, down, and then you wanna fold the other one up. So it looks, let's see, a little bit like a V. Okay, so you're gonna go down and then you're gonna go up, and if you mess this up, you just make it go right. It's not a big deal. Okay, and that's gonna create your top. So now I'm gonna grab my tear and tape and we're gonna stick it here, and I think I cut this too long. So the great thing about this is you tear it off and you don't worry about it, right? So I'm gonna grab my pick tool, and I didn't lay that down good enough. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this over, and then I'm gonna fold this over, and we're gonna make it match. Okay, so here's my box, here's my top, here's my bottom. So we're gonna tuck our tabs in, we're gonna tuck our side, and then we gotta put tear and tape 2 pieces on the bottom so it's secure, if I can get it back up. Okay, so we're gonna grab 1 and we're gonna grab 2. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one kind of close to the score line and one down. So when you close your box, it stays put and doesn't pop up on you. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna line this up, and I'm just going to make sure it's square, and then stick it down, and then I'm gonna put my fingers and push, push, push. Okay, so there's my box. Then I'm going to take all my mats and I'm gonna glue them all down. So I'm gonna flip these over so I glue the correct side. And I'm gonna flip these over so I glue the correct side. I do not know how many times I've glued things the wrong way. That is why I'm telling you this. All right, so I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Seal, and we're just gonna put, and we're gonna grab. I love the fact that it doesn't dry, so I can just put it all down and then put them down. Just that simple. Love this glass mat because you can see everything, which means I tend to go straighter when I can see. Go figure. When I had a white background and I was doing white, I couldn't see, so couldn't see the color difference. So I love how this works. Of course, because I'm saying that, it's going very crooked, but that's okay. All right, so now we're gonna grab here and we're gonna put, okay, so those are all our pieces. Now I'm going to glue them again. grab my Stampin' Seal. And you want this to be pretty covered because your box is bending, so you don't want things to pop off. Okay, so we've got this one, and we're just gonna lay this in, and then we've got this one, and we're just gonna lay it in. Okay, and then we're gonna come up here, figure out which way you want your bones going, down or up. And then we're gonna put this in. And then we're going to, let's see, which way did I go? Oh, I went downwards. That way? No, that way. I want them to be the same. You don't have to, but I want them to be the same. All right, so now we're gonna grab our 2 and our from. We have to decide what's going to be the front and what's going to be the back. So for me, I think this is going to be my front where my haunted house goes. So that's going to be where my 2 goes. My 2 is going to go up here. Hopefully. Did I put glue? Yes, I did put glue. It's just not sticking for some reason. Probably because I'm not pushing. Okay, so there's my 2. And then my from will go on the other side. So there's my from. Okay, so now my front, just how I've done the others. My fingers are not working. My haunted house is gonna go here. Okay, and then my Halloween, Happy Halloween tag is going to go on the other side. You can really put whatever decorations. The whole idea is that I wanted to give you was the box, not necessarily the decorations. So now I'm just grabbing a notebook punch, and I am shooting them across the room, evidently. Okay, so let's see. Excuse me for a second. All right, let's get those over to the other side. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just grabbing some candies, some Twizzlers. It's really whatever fits in here that you want. I happen to have these on hand, but the Twizzlers don't always fit all that well. You gotta push, and they're not working too well, so we're just gonna leave those be. So instead, I'm just gonna grab 3 things of Smarties. If you want chocolate, if you want different, feel free, no problem. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on my front side, and I'm gonna go through my hole. Let's grab a poke to go through. Make sure my scissors closed. So there's my one side. Then I'm gonna flip this around, and I'm gonna poke through again. Try to get towards the edge so you only fray the end, so you're not fraying the whole ribbon. So then you can trim off that piece, right? So just gonna cross it over and do a quick bow. If you prefer a knot, feel free. It's up to you on what you want to do. But regardless, right? Try to straighten it out a little without loosening it too much, which I just did. Okay, so let's see. This needs to be pulled a little more. Bow's the bane of my existence. How about you? So there's that. There's that. Trim, trim. And we have our box. Cute, right? So thanks for joining me, and follow me for more, either here on this channel or stampingwithjohnny.com. Thank you.